How often do you actually think about sex? Do guys actually like mom bods? What's something that you wish more women understood about men?
When the uterus is like completely revamping, like it's got a glow up coming.
Welcome back, everyone. Or wait, how's Tori do it? Welcome back to the channel.
Yep.
How'd that feel?
Yeah. Do you want me to jump in or you want to do it?
He said yep. No, that's perfect. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. We're doing a questions that girls are too afraid to ask guys. This was a trend maybe a year ago. I can't remember. I never did it because I didn't have anyone to do it with. But now I have my hype man, my confidence booster, my guy, my dog. I got my boy Jordan Ciciotti with me, and Tori Milena did a video answering some questions about pregnancy, but obviously we've never been pregnant, and so we just want to answer some questions that the girls were wanting to ask. And let me tell you, like, there's something else. Like, you girls, you talk about a lot of stuff. I couldn't even choose the questions because I felt uncomfortable reading them in the question box. Like, did you feel uncomfortable?
It was certainly, we were surprised by a few of them.
Definitely surprised.
In a good way. You know, like, we enjoyed seeing what y'all think is the opposite sex.
Yes, and it opened my eyes to see how much you care about certain things, not in like a judgy way or anything, but yeah, obviously I think in a certain direction, and I think this is what people care about, and obviously I was wrong, so there's that. But before we jump in, I just want to give a big thank you to ExpressVPN for sponsoring this video. We worked with them before, and they're back again, so super excited to share with you guys what they're doing. But let's jump into the first question. Wait, why'd you pull the fire one right off the start?
That was the first one.
This is the first. Okay, the first one. This one is classic. What do you want? AKA, what do men want?
I'm getting like Notebook.
Yes.
Flashbacks.
What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want?
I think we are simple.
Yes.
It is that simple. Guys are more complex nowadays than they once were. I kind of credit social media to that a little bit because you have so much to compare to. But honestly, Chad nailed it when he said, previously that guys want respect. Like, we want to be respected. I get it that that's not something you can just assume and just like dole out. It has to be earned. But if you start with the assumption of, I'm going to respect and be on my husband's side or my boyfriend, fiance, and start with that as like your starting point and not say like, no, they have to really work for it. Start there and watch how they might respond, because I guarantee you it'll be a positive thing.
And I want to encourage you real quick that when you think about the word respect, I don't want you to think of it in contrast to the word love, because I think the way love is pictured nowadays is it's only physical affection, it's only cuddling, it's only this and that, or the 5 love languages, which I love, by the way. Like, I learned so much by reading that book. But great. Like, a lot of the way that I care for Tori to show that she loves me is by respecting me. And it's like a way, so it's just like showing physical touch or acts of service or gifts or words of affirmation. That just does mean a lot to me. And so I think as far as what guys want, honestly, I'm super simple. And Tori thinks I'm the most complicated creature that's ever existed. And honestly, I say keep it simple. I'm not going to say the last word on that because we have a sweet audience, but keep it simple. Just help me feel respected by maybe not questioning every single thing I do or say, because I think girls communicate a lot more than guys. I think guys can be prideful, where if we receive a question, we take it as if we're being questioned versus just talking things out, when we should be better at talking things out. I think that just saying, hey, I trust you, I have faith in you to handle this, that makes me feel loved. I'm like, wow, she put her faith in me to handle this, and now I feel honored, and I feel like I want to do a great job for her.
100%. All right, next question.
Oh, wait, this one works for me too. Okay. Is sex uncomfortable while your wife is pregnant?
1, 2, 3.
No. But for her, I'm not sure. Like, because obviously there's stuff going on there.
When the uterus is like completely revamping, like it's got a glow up coming. I can't believe I just said that, and a guy, Chad, is beside himself. I lost my train of thought. Well, yeah, when like the female body's going through all of that, it's hard for us as guys to just be like, I don't notice any difference. Like, your belly grew, but there's a lot going on in the nether regions, right? So, not speaking from experience, but speaking from being told, I think it's certainly something that I guess I haven't really felt the difference.
Yeah, I think it can be uncomfortable depending on position and stuff like that. I feel so awkward saying this, but it is something there is a lot, I'll put it this way, if there's any question in here that seems TMI, that's because there were 1,000 of that one question in here, and we're like, there's two, this was overwhelming how many of that we had. And so, but yeah, I would say that it could be uncomfortable, but one of the best things about having married sex and feeling one with one another is that you talk about it, you communicate about it. You're not performing for one another, you're honoring each other, and you want to make sure that person feels great. And it's not just about you, it's about them, and they feel the same way. And so you do what helps each other feel the best.
Right.
Is that good? Perfect.
Very well said.
This is a good one. This is a juicy one. I don't think people are prepared for this. Do you think that men struggle with body image equal or lesser than females? I think your gut reaction is no, men don't struggle with it equal or greater than. However, I've been noticing a big increase in it, and I've even struggled with it myself a bit, especially working in the modeling world, because obviously every guy has like 8 abs, and I'm like, I got like a 1-pack right now.
No, I've noticed it from being in like amateur fitness myself. If I feel, and the Lord's brought me a long way, because there was a point where I was like obsessive over just my appearance. One thing I thought was really cool that the Lord did was he actually took me through a journey of realizing that he's the one that has actually created the body, and I can now think of my health in a way of service to the Lord, not in a way that's like I have to obsess over my appearance.
Where you like edify yourself.
Right. It's like the Lord gave me like hands that move and a heart that beats and like supplies oxygen, like lungs in my body. So it's not a way of like I need to look a certain way for purely physical aesthetics. It's wow, I get to do these things because God is amazing in how he created the body. I've tried to shift my mind that way. Social media hasn't helped, right? Like women look at things online, and it just becomes this
comparison game,
constant comparison. And I think that's also kind of bled into guys as well. Like we'll look at photoshopped images too, and it's like, or guys like benching absurd amount of weight, and we're like, dang, I can't even like.
I think the thing that I struggle with it is that I feel like I don't have enough time to keep up. Like, I know that if I were to do XYZ, I would feel more confident in the way I look, but I'm running out of hours in the day. And there are people, and you guys have experienced this too, where you look out and you're like, man, how are these people in Italy right now? Like, I have to work. Or how are these people always in the gym and I have to do this? And I know that it's not to be harsh on those people, but I feel like if I had an extra 4 hours in the day, that'd be really helpful. It's such an interesting place to get to, where you balance that. Okay, my body is a tool and it's a temple to honor God, but I also struggle with all these things because of societal pressures and my own image of myself. And it's like, how do I balance that? Because you're in the world, right? Like, we're in it. We're constantly surrounded with social media, and we can see things that will challenge the way we view the human body. I guess when I think about that, I say that out loud, I don't look at an athlete, I don't look at an NFL player and say, oh, why can't I do that? No, I just respect. I'm like, hey, respect, man, you can do that, I can't. And so I think that I should probably adopt that as a mindset regarding body image, is like realizing that I'm not in a place right now where I can spend that much time, or I can dedicate the energy towards it, and just have grace and understanding for myself to be where I am and be okay with that. Equally, just know that, hey, I'm not less than because of that, and I shouldn't overly pursue that, even though I do want my wife to feel attracted to me. But I need to understand that that's like super secondary to honoring the Lord, and not allowing myself to feel less than based off the way my body looks.
That's great. Last thing I'll say on that too is, so many times we set the bar so high where it's like, look, you could have a full-time job, you could have kids, you could have other things going on, even hormonal issues, and it's like, not saying you have to stay where you are, but if you can't love yourself right now, you never will. Like, if you're like, oh man, if I just did this, if I just did that, you could always, right? Like, we're always chasing perfection. It's never, not the least of which is within the realm of like physical, attaining perfection physically. But if you can't just say, you know what, you look in the mirror and you say, you know what, Lord, I'm thankful for what you've given me right now, then forget it. You'll never, doesn't matter how perfect you get your body or how much like you pay to, look a certain way, it's never going to happen. Love yourself right now and still work towards your goals, but just be content with it.
Your security is found only in the Lord.
Amen.
Speaking of security, oh hey, I didn't see you there. Well, I guess it's probably time that we talk about security. Is your phone password protected? Do you keep your money in a bank? Do you lock your doors at night? Are your car doors locked? If you answered no to any of those questions, that's a bigger conversation, but you should have answered yes. But let me ask you this. Are you taking your online security safely? And if not, now's the time to talk about ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN is a virtual private network, and you may be wondering, what exactly is that? Well, I'll tell you. Imagine right here is everything you do online. Everything you're watching, everything you're shopping for, everything you're searching is right here. Well, ExpressVPN, when active, is a force field around your online activity that keeps it private from internet service providers or ISPs, or hackers if you're on public Wi-Fi. You see, internet service providers can see everything you do, and if you don't believe me, I, being the owner of this Wi-Fi in our home, can see everything that we do online. I'm gonna put a little screenshot here. And whenever these people track what you're doing online, they then can collect that data and then start marketing and targeting you with different ads. And you don't want that to happen, or else you'll end up like me. Because I was targeted online, I ended up buying these grass slides because I lived in the city and I wanted the grass feel. I also was tricked into buying this fun little desktop car wash thing that I can't find a battery for. And that may all sound like a joke, but let's be serious. What we do online should be private, and it should be kept private from onlookers, or whether it's hackers or internet service provider. And that's why I've been loving using ExpressVPN, because it's the easiest thing to use. You download the app, you download the software on your computer, you click one button, then your online activity is protected. But you may be saying, Chad, this sounds like a great deal. I'm super excited to protect my online activity, but this sounds really expensive. Well, I got news for you. You can secure you and your family's online activity by visiting expressvpn.com/masterspam. And if you use our link, you can get an extra 3 months free. Now, there are a lot of other perks to using ExpressVPN, and I can get into those, but I do just want you to know that you can't put a price on your online activity. As someone who has been impacted by the data breaches that happened in 2020 alone, my identity's been hacked and a lot of bad stuff has happened because of that. And this is why I love getting to partner with ExpressVPN and share with you guys cool products that can actually really help us. And you can't put a price tag on feeling safe online.
Wow, Chad, thanks for that information.
You're welcome, Jordan. Now back to the video. Next question. Ooh, we got this one a lot, like a lot. How often do you actually think about sex? 14 times since starting this video. I'm kidding.
I'm a visual guy, right? I think a lot of guys are. So if I see Milena, she might not even be trying to like flirt or look a certain way that puts me in the mood.
I just imagine you as that meme of the guy behind the tree and he's like,
Shaq just like, yeah. I'm not just like like driving down the road thinking like,
yeah,
I love sex, you know? But I'm also like, if I see Milena and maybe it's what she's wearing, it's how she smells, it's how she's acting.
Yeah.
That'll put me in the mood.
Yeah.
And it's pretty quick.
It doesn't. I think guys are light switches. You mentioned that in a previous video.
Women are the oven that have to be preheated.
Yeah. And so I guess I'll answer the question without really answering it. I think guys think about it a lot, but not as much as you may think.
Not so much in the sense of like we're all perverted. I'm not like making excuses for people who might be just like sex fiends.
Yeah.
But we tend to be more like, you know, conscious about it. Or have it more on our minds.
Yeah, but I also think that sometimes people can assume that you think about it nonstop.
Right.
It's like, no, I think about other stuff.
I can handle things, I'm smart!
I absolutely think about other stuff and have a lot of things that I dream of and get excited about.
Sex is awesome, but it's not like the end all be all.
Next question. I like this one. This is a cute one. Maybe because I have an answer for it. What do guys first notice about a girl and what keeps them interested?
If you're talking first, it's always your looks, right? Like, unless you're talking to them on the phone without knowing them, which that'd be kind of weird.
Or you're being catfished.
Yes, exactly. I noticed their looks.
So what about their looks?
Usually it's their face, their hair, their physique.
Yeah, I think a lot of girls get caught into the like, are you a boobs or butt guy? I'm definitely like, I love a sweet smile. I love like a gentle spirit, you know?
Like being able to talk to them and them having a sense of confidence in themselves too.
Yeah.
Because like when I met Milena, she was 2 years younger than me, right? So we're
Is she
kids.
still 2 years younger?
She used to be, but now, but like when we first met, it's a little bit, it might be as intimidating, like talking to a senior in high school or whatever. I would initiate a lot of things, but she was also like willing to.
You would initiate. She would
Exactly.
respond.
And I was not really like an initiator kind of guy. Never dated anyone in high school until Milena. I was just kind of like not interested in pursuing that many people. So once I started pursuing her and she responded to that, I was like, oh, this is cool. Like she knows I like her and she likes that I like her, and she's like continuing with it. Like she's responding to what I'm doing. So
Yeah.
that was attractive.
Yeah, I think what keeps me interested is kind of what you said, where the confidence. But it's not confidence as if like you're cocky or you're like overly sure of yourself, but you're just like content. You're not trying to put it on. You're not trying to like make yourself big. Like look at how important I am. Look how many followers I have. Look at all this. It's more just like just happy to be here in the moment, and they're secure in who they are. They're happy with who they are. They're not denying that things could always be shaped and better and strengthened. But I think that means a lot, is because like I feel like nowadays a lot of people are not going on dates, or because they're just like, oh, let's just go hang out, or let's go grab a drink, or let's go do this. Culture has shifted from where it used to be like, hey, I'm going to define the relationship. I'm interested in you. I would like to take you on a date.
Yeah.
It doesn't really happen anymore. Now it's like you have like 50 dates before you decide if you're talking or not. And then it just continues on that road. I think for me, if a person is like willing to just kind of like be confident in who they are and not feel like they have to keep their options open, because that's a big thing where everyone's now is just keeping all their options open.
They don't want to commit.
Yeah.
It's like I got no skin in the game. I can exit as quickly as I came,
We got this question a lot. I'll just show you guys the question. Is that zoomed? How long does it take for a number 2? Does it really take an hour? What are you doing in there?
That's just the only like peace and quiet I have to myself. I don't care if I get up and I have red marks on my thighs and my knees are paralyzed, numb. Like, it's worth it. But no, I think, there's times where like I don't know, they call it like the thinking pot for a reason.
Next question. And I don't know why this one, I think this person was kind of kidding, whether they're afraid to ask guys it. Do you really like messy buns? Yes. Yeah. It's like, yes. Are you not a messy bun guy?
Yeah, I like messy buns.
I'm talking like sweatpants, messy bun. Oh my word. If you're wearing one of my shirts with a messy bun and some snacks.
It's a way to like, it's like a subtle look, Like you're not trying too hard, but you still look good.
Here's another fun one. Do you wipe after peeing? Wipe what? Next question. What's something that you wish more women understood about men? Well, I think this is more of a person thing rather than a man thing. Oh man, I could go for days on this.
Go for days.
If I'm mad, that doesn't mean I'm mad at you. Because sometimes I'm just mad, and sometimes I'm frustrated with the situation. And unfortunately, if you're around me, then you have to feel that tension. Or, Tori and I talk about this quite a bit, but I want her to know that, like, hey, just because I'm mad doesn't mean I'm mad at you. Because I think that sometimes in relationships, women can take things a little bit more personally than maybe we intend. Where if I say I need alone time, that doesn't mean I want to be away from you. That just means I just want to be alone in general.
Right.
Like, it's not an attack on you.
It's not personal.
Yeah, it's not personal.
Yeah, I think too, with guys might not know exactly how they're feeling or why even they're feeling a certain way, because we don't have the ability that women have to like compartmentalize our feelings. It's just kind of all thrown into a junk drawer, like jostling around, and it takes us a while to kind of like sort through or sift through it. Something I've been trying to like get better at is meta-conscious about how I'm coming off to Milena. It could even be just like a simple preface like, hey honey, heads up, like had a really tough day today, like it's been a day. I'm not mad at you. I apologize in advance, if I'm like sure. Like it could just be like a quick like little timeout.
One thing that I've talked to Tori about is actually writing me a letter if she's upset with me.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Because guess what? In relationships, people get upset.
Milena did that one time, but we ran out of paper and she had me go to the store to...
That's awesome. She wrote you a note saying, hey, I'm so upset with you. I need you to get a box of 500 sheets of paper. Because it helps me to be able to unpack those feelings that are completely real in a moment when I'm ready to receive it. But if I'm like stressed about this, and that, then when I open it, I feel even worse about myself because I'm stressed out and now I'm managing that. It's not the best time for me, and it's not to defend myself and reacting poorly, but it's just to give myself the best chance at reacting well. So last question. Do guys actually like mom bods?
Is mom bod a thing?
I guess, I don't know. There's
like
a lot
dad
of people
bod is a trend, right?
Yeah. Dad bod's a thing. I think.
Are you talking about like a woman who's pregnant?
Well,
Like
yeah.
like postpartum woman.
Yeah, I think postpartum mom bod. I feel the biggest questions that we were getting inside this whole questionnaire was that all about, how do guys feel about hair? How do guys feel about smell? How do guys feel about this? And everything was so image based that I specifically didn't choose a lot of those because I didn't want to spend that much time harping on it, because guys truly don't think about it that much. Girls are so much more critical of themselves than guys are, or at least they should be. And if a guy's being critical of your looks,
Probably highlighting an insecurity in himself.
yes.
It's like a projection thing.
One thing I try to instill in Tori is I try not to worship her body. And I try to make sure that as she's dealing with pregnancy and that, I'm like, God made this to happen this way. What a blessing. Like stretch marks, amen, because guess what? You're growing a child, you
Yes.
know?
That's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful transformation.
Yeah.
We've said this before. We worship like youth in our culture. It's always about
Yeah.
like the young love, the puppy love, the romance, and you never see like what does it look like to love someone well for a lifetime there.
This thing gets me so frustrated because women have a superpower where they can grow a human. And yet we're pushing that away because we're afraid of what our body will look like after. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, you would rather work for another 10 years? It's so crazy to me that we're taking something so precious and incredible as a superpower of having a baby, and we're suppressing it to being below working 9 to 5.
I kind of think of it like Jesus on the cross, right? As an example, he literally has the scars in his wrists and in his side and in his feet, right? Like to show. That's what the Revelation says. Like he still bears the scars, right? And it's like for a mom, say like, yeah, I still have stretch marks, or here's like the little scar where they had a C-section, whatever. That is a physical, visceral manifestation of a mother's love for her spouse, for her children.
When we ask Jesus how much does he love us, and he does this and he stretches out his arms and you see the pierced wrist, it's like, I love you this much. And I think we can look at that for the same as mothers, and we need to esteem that and not degrade it. And so we could talk about this stuff. Sorry if we went a little too deep in this. Jordan and I, we love having deep conversations, and we tried to skip over some of the questions that were a tiny bit more image based, and we know that you guys do care about that, but we also wanted to share from two guys' perspective. This is what we actually think about. These are the things that we're focused on. Hopefully it'll help you get a little window into a guy's mind and how simple. I just imagined an empty room with a lawn chair. That's a guy's mind.
I mean, don't get me wrong, like Chad and I are still like teenage boys giggling at some of the questions, like, that's funny, but at the same time, like our heart's posture is, when it comes to physical appearance, our wives are our standard. They are the epitome of beauty. So
yeah, absolutely. And you are the epitome of beauty too, to your spouse and significant other, loved one, future wife or husband, whoever.
That's right.
Love you guys. We'll talk to you later. Love you. Bye. Wait, do you know how to do the outro song? Say do 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 do
do do do do do do do.
Wow, those guys are really bad at singing and timing. Anyways, I just wanted to remind you to go to the link in the description or the link in the pinned comment. Visit expressvpn.com/mastersfam to protect you and your family's online privacy. And if you sign up, you'll get an extra 3 months free. Love you all very much and can't wait to see you in the next one. Do 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 do.